Hey, Robin with Big Doodle Dreams. And this sweet girl is Miss Marianne. And Miss Marianne is an English Springer Spaniel. She's a young girl. She's not even 6 months old. And let's see, her sister is Olive. Olive is in my tail docking video. And let's see, Miss Marianne. So this video is covering, oh, I know I love you too. This video is covering this. Yeah. So this is something I'm not super duper fond of, but it's a subject that we so need to discuss and talk about. This collar that I'm holding up is not actually a shock collar. This wouldn't hurt her. This collar actually only has vibrate and sound. So it makes beep, 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 and then it has a vibration. And it's only used for barking. So, but no, this video needs to cover the subject of shock collars and everything that goes around that. So, all right, first thing I'm gonna tell you, this one does not produce shock. So this one doesn't matter how much I hold it. What I can tell you is I've tested it. If I place it on the floor in my house and a dog barks, it triggers it. So if you have more than one dog, don't do something that has the barking component, because if one dog barks, it doesn't matter who's wearing it, it will set off. So it's the first thing I'm gonna tell you. Second thing that I've learned as far as collars are concerned, if the dog is white, if the skin is pink, they are more likely to have irritation from this. So putting things into consideration, if your dog is a lighter colored in the neck, you might want to reconsider the thought of this being something necessary. So this one is strictly a bark collar. This is not training purposes. It is only for barking, and it does not have shock. So for that reason, I like it. However, if you have more than one dog, it's not as effective. This, and I actually have it in a Ziploc bag. I know, and I'll move all the, yes, I know. Almost everything nowadays is rechargeable and comes with a component to be able to charge it, which is a nice advantage. But this collar, and it's not totally assembled, but it has a remote, and that is because if I press a button, you can get the desired results. That means that you have settings in here. You've got to continue to press a button to choose whether it's this or let's see if we can get this to run. Can you see it on the camera? That it's vibrating. That's strictly vibrate. Now, if I change it to shock, and I don't think, we're not gonna see anything with shock. They have a little piece that I can show you that it actually is triggering, but knowing full well that the sound is working and that the vibrating is working, I know that the shock is working. So this is completely different. This is a remote. This means I'm in charge of that collar. If the dog is wearing it, then I'm the one holding the remote and choosing the response. Couple problems that I have encountered with it. One, obviously going back to the color, the white neck and the pink skin, same problem there. Second problem, when you're deciding to use this as a training method, it needs to be used for one behavior, one specific thing that you are either trying to deter or you're trying to gain out of the dog. When you're using it for multiple behaviors and multiple purposes, it will be completely ineffective. It needs to have one purpose. Just as teaching a dog not to bark, it has one purpose: to teach the dog not to bark. So I These are absolutely not something that I like, I enjoy, or that I prefer to use. Again, going back to the sensitivity, there's that problem. Then you've got an age issue. On the packaging, it says dogs that are older than 6 months, it's appropriate for. I don't think so. Personally, a dog that's 8 months is like a teenager. So would you want to use something like that? I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So if you're using it, it needs to be very specific. You really need to be in control of what you're doing. These are not collars that you want left on your dog when you leave your home. When you leave your home, the dog shouldn't be wearing it. When you go to bed, the dog shouldn't be wearing it. If you're leaving and going to the grocery store, the dog shouldn't be wearing it. They are strictly for training. They are not to be left on the dog at all. So I personally, I have lots and lots and lots of concerns with them. Do I think they're effective when used properly? Yes, when used properly. When used on an older dog to essentially deter a very specific behavior. So if your dog has the interest in chasing cars, which is really dangerous because you could lose your dog if they're chasing cars, then yes, absolutely. Use a collar to try to prevent that behavior, to try to teach the dog that when they chase the car, that the collar is going to beep and then it is going to vibrate, and maybe it will give shock. But I'm not, this is not my favorite method of training a dog. It's not. It should be used very sparingly and as a very, very, very last resort. You should have exhausted all other options before you even consider a collar of that magnitude. It is not something to just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna teach my 5-month-old, 6-month-old puppy how to sit, come, stay, heel, and I'm gonna use collar for it. Bad idea. Really, really, really bad idea. That is not going to result in bonding between you and your brand new baby. Don't do it, don't use it. Look at all the other options before you jump to that collar, and keep in mind some of the considerations with it. The collars that have just the vibrate and just the beep are a whole lot safer. They're better for the dog. They're better mentally, physically, all of the above. Not something that I personally condone over and over. Something that is effective when used correctly. So please, please, please look at all options when you decide to train your dog, and begin with, honestly, the best way to begin is the most positive. So calling your dog to you, giving them love for good choices, giving them treats as rewards. Very appropriate by all means. So my sweet girl, I love you. Listen guys, please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to cover, you're interested in. I'm happy to cover all subjects. I love these guys. This is just awesome. So subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.